Hello, everybody. I'm Kirsten Jassis. I'm a coach at AMFI for the graduation group, and I do process coaching and individual coaching, but I also teach this class about online branding and especially about influencer marketing. I'm doing this here from my roof terrace, so you'll hear a little bit of background noise. But I'm going to talk to you about the influencer marketing. I'm going to share my screen, and you can see my presentation, the one that I gave in December of last year to a group of marketing professionals, and it was about trends in influencer marketing. I will share my screen with you right now. So here it is. You can see me, you can see my slide share. Yeah, that's cool. One swipe, you're out. I've called it because that's what's happening on social media, of course. Influencer marketing is about letting people that matter to your business talk to their audience about your product. And on social media, talking to each other is very important because everybody is on social media. But there is so much noise that we are quickly swiping away. So one swipe you're out is what you have to remember. For the first impression you make is the one you have, and you have to make an impression, of course. This is me. I introduced myself a little bit. I'm an Instagram and vlog trainer for a lot of companies. I do in-company trainings, as well as writing books, writing blog posts, because I think if you want to learn something, you have to teach it. If you're a teacher, you learn your subject even better. And if you write about it, you even learn it better. So writing about a subject gets your mind and your thoughts in line and gives you a sort of a helicopter view. This is social media right now. This is a good example.
Hallo Instagram, ben ik weer. Mensen vragen me wel eens,
This is Dutch one,
word ik
sorry.
zo'n
It's about Vedette.
intrigerende
It's a beer.
influencer zoals jij?
And this is
Meegaan
Fabiayo.
in de stijlen van het moment.
He's a singer, a hip-hop guy from the jeugd van tegenwoordig.
Altijd zorgen dat de merch in beeld is.
And it's a little bit funny.
Analoog, leuk, perfect gestileerde foto's met veel cool 3D-effecten. Spullen met je naam.
I love this.
Kaders,
He's mocking the influencer life.
Mee bezig moeten zijn. Gelukkig heb ik elke dag ook tijd voor chill. Ja, dit is voor Vedette trouwens.
Yeah, I love it. He's mocking influencer life, and he's drinking a beer, and he says you have to do this and you have to be chill, and he has some time left as a rapper to do this. This is funny to put in influencers in your campaign and even mocking the influencer life. I think a great example of influencer marketing is the Legends of Gaming. You see it here. It's a Dutch company called KPN who started this. It's a YouTube channel, actually, Legends of Gaming. And the big gamers of the Netherlands, they get together here on this video channel to play games and to challenge each other. And there's only one winner. And there's three not episodes, but actually seasons right now, 3 seasons. It's like a Netflix series. There's seasons here. Every year there's a new season. And that means they also use new faces. And what's interesting about this is that KPN has control over these influencers. Normally, if you do an influencer campaign, you do it on their channel because they have the audience over there. So it's important that you do the advertisement of the cooperation on the channel of the influencer. And then you're totally delivered to their grills and their what they want. So this is a smart one to start your own channel and invite all these influencers to come over there. So if a cooperation with some influencer doesn't work out, you have a lot of other ones. So they love the control they have, actually. And it's about thinking in formats. Legend of Gaming is a sort of a format like a television show. That's very smart to do this on YouTube, because YouTube is actually very much like television. And they had as a goal, they wanted that the Wi-Fi connection of KPN was promoted within the youth community, within the younger guys who game. And as a result, they had a big they won. They did something really cool because they had 46 million views, 64 million views, excuse me. And they had a community of 400,000 followers. And then they also measured the brand voorkeur. I'm not sure what the word is in Dutch, but it means that people who like the brand and who wanted the brand as the first brand that got into their minds when they think about Wi-Fi, that emerged a lot. So this campaign had a good result, and it took them 2 seasons to get in the minds of the younger people, of the young guys that are gaming. So this is a very smart way to work with influencers when you want to keep control of your own brand. What I always say is it's very important to start with influencer marketing because in 2020, which is this year, actually, millennials have the most spending power. And millennials are people that are now 20 to 40 years old. They ignore banners, they don't watch television, they swipe a lot. And then they scroll. So that means they're much more busy on their mobile phones. And it's about Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, and all the digital heroes that they connect with. So it's not about your brand, about your platform, your website. It's about these channels where they are on and they are on their mobiles and they watch the digital heroes. So you have to work together with them if you want to be seen because banners are old school. Advertisements on television, old school. You can use them, but they won't have as much impact as if you are using an influencer. What are influencers actually? Hello, my name is Influencer. Actually, I'm Kirsten, and I have almost 10,000 followers on my Instagram account, Kirsten Jelsies, where I am an expert about Instagram and vlogging. But also, I'm trying to be a beer influencer. That means I drink a lot of craft beer and I promote it as well. So I'm trying to be a micro influencer, small influencer, and get craft beer and breweries to notice me, to send me free beer so I can try it. So it's my own little tryout project to be a sort of an influencer. I am already a little bit of an influencer in the marketing area, in the digital marketing area in the Netherlands, but I also wanted to try it with products. So that's why I call myself now Beerfluencer. And what is an influencer? Actually, what we thought it was that some people matter more than others. So some people have more influence than others. But actually, it's a better description when you say digital influencers are content creators that have a strong connection with their fans by creating regularly content in a personal way. So authentic personal content. And I do this regularly. The influencers, they share this, they share their opinion, their passion, their expertise in a way that people love, and they want to converse about it with their followers. So they want to start a conversation within the followers or just with the followers. That's a better description of influencers, actually. And influencer marketing, to take this a step further, is the process of discovering, researching, and being involved and supporting the people who actually start conversations about your brand, about your topic. And they have the most influence on your brand, product, or service. Influencers, they make and publish and distribute content that is interesting for your target audience. So that is influencer marketing, to work with the people who matter about the conversation. Why would you use influencer marketing? Because you get more brand awareness, because the bond you can create within your brand and followers is easier when you use influencers. They create content, they're authentic and personal, and you will get more traffic to your socials and website, which means that your SEO, your search engine optimization, will be better. And also, eventually, they will generate more sales. But these reasons are very important nowadays. So the content creation is important because everything is content nowadays. You have to create content to be seen on social, on websites. And also, it's about the conversation. And it's hard as a brand to talk with people. People talk with people. People don't talk with brands. So as a brand, you should have some influencers within your company, maybe the marketing manager, maybe the content manager, but also the people outside the company that create this conversation. So one swipe, you're out. This is how we swipe nowadays. This is when you want to stand out in the social media. You should be sure that people see you, and that's one of the secrets why a lot of people post selfies, for example, on Instagram. Because if you will follow me, Kirsten Jassis, then if you see my face or my video, you're like, hey, that's Kirsten again. I want to see it. So my face has the stopping power in the photo feed, in the feed or in stories feed. And that means that a lot of people post selfies because they have the stopping power, and then you will read my message. So that's the secret actually of why people post selfies. There are influencers in all kinds of areas. So it can be you working for a brand, the employees that are working for the brand. Let me see. Oh, let's go back. It can be live casters, so people like who are vlogging about their life. It can be YouTubers, Instagrammers, journalists. It can be thought leaders within a certain topic. It can be people who are who are protesting against something like Extinction Rebellion on Instagram. It can be experts. It can be famous people. BN is called the Dutch famous people. It can be sports people, musicians, models. The influencers come in all sizes and shapes and forms, and you have to ask them to help you. So it's not only people who are live casting who are telling about their life, but it's more than that. You can divide Instagrammers or influencers within certain sizes. So we have the nano influencers that have 0 to 5,000 followers. They are small, but they have a big impact on a small community, which can be important too. So watch the nano influencers. And those are actually friends of mine. And the middle one, she's called Helene, and she's a doctor in the emergency room of a hospital. And she's actually also doing an Insta Live course on Instagram itself. So you can learn how to reanimate. You learn this from her. And she does this very good because she's on Instagram regularly, and she also works with formats. So check these out if you want to know a little bit about nano influencers, but you all know them probably. Those are people that don't have many followers, but they have a real good connection with them. Then we have the micro influencer from 5,000 up to 25,000 followers. As an example, I chose Jorg Ruijs. He is an entrepreneur, and he is all about how to get the entrepreneur mindset and how to grow your business in culture, also within companies. And he was growing. He's actually the husband, by the way, of Sunny Zoekt Geluk. And she's also a famous influencer. She's much larger than Jorg is. But Jorg has a specific target audience who are more male than that are the ones of Sanne. Jorg also works together with Deloitte for the culture, and he is trying to get some ambassadors for Deloitte within Deloitte itself. So it's not an open cooperation, it's within Deloitte. Then we have the macro influencers that are 25,000 until 100,000. And this is just an example. There are a lot of them nowadays. If you want to work with them, I always advise you to check out their engagement rate. How much likes and comments do they get on their posts? And are the content of the posts also very much about the topic you chose them? Because sometimes I worked with a big influencer, and it was about coffee, but everybody only talked about her hair in the comments. So that's not something you want. If everybody's talking about her hair, then a hair product would be a smart one to work with, not a coffee brand. This is the Huismuts. She is a live caster. She tells about her own life. And they did some cooperations with her, the fashion brands did, but it didn't work out that well. And then she started working with interior brands, and that was her match. So the Huismus was much more about interior than about fashion. That's something the influencer has to learn, and the brand has to learn, of course. And then we have mega influencers, big influencers who have more than 100,000 followers. They become actually famous Dutch people. or famous German people, actually international, they can go. And we have examples of Joel Beukers. He has his own powder also to become stronger. He's a fitness coach. We have Anna Nushin, who's a livecaster. It's about her life. She started about a blog, actually. Ensemble was her blog. And I have as an example, Chicks Love Food. They are girls that have a food blog, which are very popular. And they are big ones, and they work together. Oh, also Dylan Hagens, by the way, on YouTube. They work together with big brands, and they cost a lot of money. If you want to work with them, mostly you pay more than 5,000 euros to start working with them. And Dylan did cooperations with the ING Bank, for example. So they work with the big brands, together with the big brands. Otherwise, smaller brands can't afford it unless you have a brand and you know them and they like your brand, and sometimes they want to do it for less money or even without money. And we have the international influencers also in the Netherlands, which are very big. And we have Nikki Tutorials, of course. We have Negan Mirsalehi. We have Twan. Those have more than 5 million followers. Nikki does have this on YouTube, also on Instagram. Negan, also a girl actually from Almere. A lot of people from AMFI going to do their internship at Negan. And her brand, Gisou, she actually developed a hair brand, which was very smart to do. And she didn't work together as an influencer. She didn't want to work together with shampoo brands. I worked with her at Sonoma, the publisher I worked with. I set up an Instagram, an influencer agency. And I started working with Nikki and Negan, for example, and also some gamers. And there were a lot of beauty brands that wanted to work with Negan because of her hair. And they always said no, but they didn't want to tell me why they did not want to work with beauty brands. Until I saw that they launched their own Gisou line, which was a very, very smart move because they are selling they have now 7 products. And when they launched the 7th product, they sold like 2,000-3,000 copies of the bottle. This was also a sort of a honey thing, because honey and bees are their unique selling point. And for 2,000 times 75 euros, now you can do your own calculation. But she 2 years ago she made like $6 million, which was 3 million out of corporations and 3 million out of Gisou, and that's 2 years ago. So she probably have grown right now a lot. So big the international influencers maybe not of interest for Dutch brands. If you have a Dutch audience, you want to reach Dutch people, then don't work with these influencers. If you have an international brand, choose these kinds of influencers. So think about that. So are they the real deal? If you want to know more about Instagram and how to buy followers, buy likes, then I would recommend you to watch the documentary Follow Me Dog. I don't like it because it's really very negative. I do like it because they show what's really happening in the world, of course, but they only show the negative side. And that's what I don't like about it. So always watch documentaries. That's always the case with your own critical mind, right? So this is a little bit about the Follow Me Dog. You can go there at followme.dog.
Spontaan content maken, zodat het lijkt of het allemaal echt is. We can do a search for Instagram accounts that have fake followers. Katy Perry has almost 20% fake followers. Wil je nu zomaar mijn account ook kunnen boosten? Dat is goed. 10.000. No filming in the lobby. No filming in the lobby? Nope. 10.160. Ik ben opeens een celebrity. Ja, hier zie je gewoon 2 kinderen in een zwembroek. Dat is mijn nieuwe volger. Hoe dit nou werkt, dat snap ik niet.
Yeah, so very interesting to watch this one, but keep in mind it's only the negative side of Instagram, and the positive side is that you can get a lot of followers within a short amount of time if you use the right influencers, the right content, the right story, of course. It's not that easy, actually, but you can do it without buying followers, and buying followers is not a smart thing because you will kill your own account because of the algorithm and Instagram and Facebook watching robots all the time. So it's not a smart thing to buy, but it does happen a lot. So no more likes. That's what Instagram said. So what does it do to influencers? What will happen to Instagram when there are no more likes? Well, actually, there won't happen there won't happen a lot after this. You don't have to worry about it, because it's only a vanity thing. They hide the likes of one of my accounts, Instaproof actually, and I can only see if I just scroll. Then you don't see the number of people that like the post, so you only see 2 names, for example. You don't see 1,000 likes, you see 2 names. If you click on that, then you can see that a lot of people have liked the posts. So it's only the small flashing of the number that has changed. The other thing, you can still, as a viewer of my account, you can still, if you click on it, you can still count the number of likes I have. But you have to count it. And a lot of people don't do that, of course. But the thing is, you can still see, if you really want, you can still see how popular a photo is. So it's only a flashy thing, a vanity thing. And I'm not worrying about it. And also, me as a sender, I still can see who has liked my posts. So I don't have to worry. I still see that a selfie gets a lot of likes, and a photo of my cat, for example, doesn't get many likes. So for me, it's no problem. So for the sender, the influencer, it's not a problem that there are no likes anymore. What it does, maybe, I hope, the thing is that young people are influenced by, when they see something has 2,000 likes, sorry for the sirens, when they see a post has 2,000 likes, they probably will like this post will probably like this post too, because they think it's important to like it, because their friends and everybody they like it. And that will change when we just get rid of this vanity metric. So we don't have to worry. It can mean that influencers won't be, sorry, it can mean that influencers will not be as popular as before. Their content, I mean, because people judge the content more on the content and not about the likes. So we hope this, Instagram hopes this has a little bit of effect, especially on our minds, that we just judge a photo by its looks and not by the number of likes. If you want to discover and work together with influencers, there's a lot of tools you can work with. You can do this by hand. I always did this, but there are tools that are much smarter than you. So they cost a lot of money, by the way. So it's only for companies who want to pay some money for this, but it's very smart to do. So if you have to advise a company about influencer marketing and they're just starting, you can just set it up. But after a few months, I would advise to work together with a tool, because in this tool you can have conversations with the influencers. Conversations will all be there, and you can hand it over to your colleague, for example, and you can see the cooperation you did with the influencer last year and coming year, and you can see all the statistics. And that's very hard to do when you do this by hand. So it's advisable to work with a tool like Tracker, like Tim, the influencer. Tim is a Dutch brand, by the way, the influencers movement. So it's really nice, of course, to work with a Dutch brand like Tim. We also have Influentials, which is also Dutch, and we have IMA. And that's a big one. And IMA actually was set up by one of your AMFI students. So one of the girls that put up IMA, which is the biggest influencer marketing agency in the world, is from AMFI. Yay! So check out all these lists that you can try and work with. I'm also a big fan of Join. Is it here? Yeah, it's here. Join and Link Pizza. They work in a different way, actually. So Join, I'm as an influencer, I'm on Join, and it's a digital marketplace. Like IMA is not digital. As you go there, you pay a lot of money, and they say these influencers are the right ones for you. But Join is, you can do a sort of a pitch. So as a brand, you come there, you say, hey, we need female influencers that talk about beer in the Netherlands or in Utrecht, and we want them to post a story and this, and they put it up, and then the tool selects the right influencers, and we can say, oh, we want to join or we don't. And then Join says, okay, that's you're matched now. So the tool matches the influencer and the brand, and everything goes through the tool. So you don't have any work. You see all the posts in the tool, so you don't have to check out every influencer individually. So tools are really great if your influencer marketing game has notched up a little. You can do it yourself. You can hire management like IMA, or you can do it with tools and apps. This is the example of me on Join. And you see there that I have a social reach of almost 20,000. My audience is 80% female, between 25 and 45 years old. If you want to buy a photo of me, it's 150 euros. A story is 110, a video 190. Now, actually, you can also see my Twitter and YouTube. So this is the costs. And the nice thing is that if you set up this channel, then you can also see right away what kind of money Join says you should make. So you can think of the numbers yourself, like I want 150 euros for a photo on Instagram, but Join gives you an advice based on all the influences they have in this database. This is very nice. This is on the high side, by the way. A photo on Instagram, if you don't have 10,000 followers, then 150 euros is a lot of money. In the Netherlands, it's around 100 euros for 10,000 followers on average. What do tools do for you? Well, tools can be helpful if you are researching influencers, if you don't know them yet. So you can find them based on keywords or search words. After that, after the finding them, you can do the relationship management. So you, like I told you before, when you want to talk to them, then the talking and who talks to them within your company is all in one tool. You can monitor influencers, you can monitor campaigns, you can monitor hashtags, which is very helpful also in one place. And then after that, also you can determine what's it worth, like how much did it cost. Did it cost me €1 to have sales through that influencer, and through that influencer it has cost me like €25. So if you want to make everything accountable, tools are very important. I'm talking a little bit about trends right now. Instagram is the well-known platform, social media channel, if you're talking about influencers, of course. And Instagram stories are used the most, which is not so strange, because stories, they disappear after 24 hours and they don't do anything for your feed. So sometimes if you work together with an influencer about coffee and they never tell anything about coffee in their feed, they do post it in stories because they don't mess up their feed. That's why Instagram is so popular. YouTube is very popular too, of course, but it's for the bigger influencers that work with YouTube. If you don't have many followers, then Instagram makes more sense than a YouTube video, actually. This is something about targets. If you set some targets for your influencer marketing campaign, influencer marketing can do 11 times more return on investment. ROI means return on investments through blog posts than a banner. So if you're thinking about online marketing, we are going to do a banner on a website, then think again. That's only just like a billboard outside. But if you work together with influencers, then they write, for example, a blog post about you. That's very much more content and that's very more in depth. So in the end, that's much better than a banner. But maybe you should think about it. It's, of course, two different things. You need banners to recognize your brand, and then you need a blog post about the in-depth. So actually, you should do both. Another research said that every invested dollar in Instagram marketing or influencer marketing has delivered $6.50. So it's good to invest in influencer marketing because it will earn you money in the end. But it takes you a few years, not a few months, by the way. The CPM, the click per mil from influencer marketing is 25 euros. This is a source from Tim, the influencer movement. A Facebook advertising campaign will cost you 11 euros and 20 cents. So Facebook is cheaper to advertise than influencer marketing. Influencer marketing is pretty expensive, but it will give you much more in-depth and connection. So compare a Facebook advertisement with an influencer blog post or story, and you can see the difference. The advertisement is just sending some information to people who might be interested. There's no conversation. If an influencer says something from their own mouth, from something they're really convinced, right? It should not be fake. That's the important thing. influencer marketing should always be authentic, otherwise it doesn't work. So the cooperation should be really good between the brand and the influencer. The influencer should love the brand, use the product already, otherwise it won't work. But in the end, influencer marketing will deliver you, is it more expensive, but will deliver you the in-depth connection you want with the follower. So the best thing to do is banners on all websites, Facebook and Instagram advertising, and a lot of money in influencer marketing. Most marketeers actually, if you want to really calculate fast, then you could calculate with 1 cent per follower. So you will earn €100, or it will cost you €100 per 1,000 followers. This is some prices that Tim has, the influencer movement. They shared this with me, that nano influencers, micro influencers, they cost you like around €500. The bigger 25, and the mega ones around 5,000. This is the starting point. Some cases for you, like I always love the HEMA vloggers. HEMA is a very famous Dutch store, and they work together with a lot of young YouTubers, and they also got their own school agendas. Like here, Joy, you can see Joy had her own school agenda and its school schedule, and was actually so popular that it was sold out everywhere. And these influencers also went to all the HEMAs to work together on Euro DIY agendas, actually, and that worked very well. So the real life meeting the influencers and buying their stuff was a real big turn on for the HEMA school campus. And the other one I want to show you is Stedelijk. Stedelijk Museum, they work together with a lot of influencers that were not very big, but they could do their own event or tour in the Stedelijk Museum. And those people were the right people actually to do this with. They were within the cultural scene of Amsterdam, or they were within a sort of topic. You see here Myra Louise on the bottom. She's all about body positivity. So she has a lot of girls in her following that are about body positivity. You see Willa Stout. She's about duurzaamheid. And so they chose a lot of different types of people to do audio tours and tours in the Stedelijk Museum. And those people could invite their friends, and they got a lot of friends to the Stedelijk, and those people influenced again a lot of people to come to Stedelijk. The museums in Amsterdam actually had a very much stijging. It was of young people who visited the musea last year because of influencer movement. So influencer marketing, there was actually only older people coming to museums, and because of influencer marketing now more younger people go to musea. What do I have here? This is
Hallo Insta.
It's again,
je vraagt je misschien af, wat is Faber nu weer aan het doen?
It's another campaign
Ik heb
from
niet zoveel met het hippe influencerleven. Een beetje voor jezelf zorgen hoort er wel bij. Iets meer pastel. Je probeert natuurlijk wel een beetje in vorm te blijven voor je volgies. En dat is hard werken. Ik wil graag een dame blanche ter grootte van de Boterberg van Nederland. Ja, googelt u dat maar even. Niet opscheppen, maar mensen inspireren. Daar doe ik het eigenlijk voor. De influencer maakt jou. Jij maakt niet de influencer. Drink je al verder?
Yeah, it's a very cool one. Sometimes it goes all wrong, and here I've got some examples of the fire festival you see here on the right, which went all wrong, and not because of the influencers, but they hired influencers to promote, and that's why maybe there were a lot of people on this island when it all went wrong. You can see this documentary on Netflix, by the way. The left one is on Anushin with a Shell bottle of water, and it's not she did not promote it as Shell, but it was sort of an NGO, a company that was all about plastic, saving the ocean, and she promoted this bottle to be good to the ocean, and she did not know, or she did know but she did not tell, that it was Shell behind this, and she got all bad comments, and she was even in the other media about that she did not check her facts before she did this cooperation with the company, that Shell was behind it, because she should never have promoted Shell bottles. That is Shell, who is really bad for the ocean. In the middle one, you see a guy that forgot to delete some captions, and he had to write about a product, and he forgot to delete. Here you go, write this below caption, blah blah blah. And he did not delete it, and he got a lot of bad comments about that. He was very lousy, and he was. And the other on the bottom, that was actually Queen of Jetlags. Nor did she not go to AMFI as well? Maybe she did. I'm not sure. Oh no, she did not, because she actually studied art, but a lot of people don't know because she's just a live caster about beautiful life on Instagram, and a lot of people thought that the Rijksmuseum was really crazy to work together with her because she posted a photo like this in a nudie dress in front of the night watch, like, oh, you have to kneel for the grades, and it's very superficial, of course, to post this, and people from Rijksmuseum did not like it. The followers of the Rijksmuseum did not like it. But the thing is, this is a tricky one. I like the Stedelijk much more because the Stedelijk influencer marketing campaign shows that you can choose the right people to get this done. This is only, Queen of Jetlags has 600,000 followers, so let's choose her. She studied art, so it's a good match, but it was not a good match, actually. So the trend right now with influencers and influencer marketing is that you see that some influencers are doing different things. They cross over from new media actually to old, or otherwise from old to new. Like Yara Michels, she went to be the head editor of Linda Meijden, of a famous magazine. Tim Hofman, a very famous YouTuber, he was a TV presenter. He's the broer van Anne Roos. Anna Nushin, she was a vlogger and then became a TV presenter. DJ Giel Bailey is a radio DJ. He was only on radio, and now he has his own YouTube channel and does a lot of live streams. And we also have a lot of Dutch famous people who are trying to vlog, but they're not doing a really great job, actually. So those are the trends. You see the crossover. And for the future, if people ask me what's the future of influencer marketing, then of course this is not a fad. This will stay. Influencer marketing is not something that will disappear, because we always believe the people we admire, and the people we admire are your neighbor, your father, your mother, but also the people you follow on social media. So it's not the fake ones, of course, but it's the one with the passion and the expertise that you follow that are the influencers. So it will not disappear. We will still try to use these people to promote our brands if they love those brands. But this don't have to be done only by social media. It can only also be done through voice. And this is an interesting clip.
One of the questions that I get asked all the time is what influencer marketing looks like in the future. I think the future is all focused around voice. A recent study learned that 66% of people who own a Google Home or an Amazon Alexa use their smartphone for fewer activities. So the big question for us is what that means with your influencer strategy. One of the biggest areas that will be affected is SEO. From an influencer point of view, it's been hugely beneficial to get influencers to create blogs and to create blogs to help the search and the discoverability of your product pages and your category pages. There's a couple of stats and figures out there already that you guys can use as part of your strategy when thinking about voice and what that means for your business. So one of the key ones is that by 2020, 50% of all searches will be done via voice. Voice-enabled speakers will also grow by 130% in the next 12 months, and humans speak 4 times faster than they can type. Paid is also something you should start to think about. So could you target your audiences the same way you would have through traditional Facebook advertising? And another thing that you could also do is looking at the sponsorship content. For example, sponsoring a podcast where through your Alexa or through your Google Home, you could hear that influencer talk through their hot topic of the week. If you work in the food space, do you have a celebrity influencer who talks you through the recipes, or someone who is in the fashion space? They may plug in a voice-based stylist that can help you get ready in the morning.
Well, voice is here to stay for 3 reasons. So, for instance, Amazon have got 5,000 people working on Alexa alone, and they've got 1,500 open hires, more than Google has across their whole product range. The adoption rate's really high. It's gone from 0 to millions of devices over the last 3 years. And the utility, it's just a simple thing. There's nothing more natural than using voice to search for things. Brands can get ahead through voice quite simply. For instance, there are some big successes early on. Domino's have got 20% of their online orders through Alexa, only been live for 6 months.
So if you guys do want to start playing around within the voice space, now is the time to start thinking through those plans. And authenticity really is key.
Ja, dat is heel interessant, hè, voice. Dus dat is de toekomst. Ik wil het gewoon jullie laten zien om er even over na te denken. Dat, ja, we gebruiken Instagram en YouTube en video. Maar ja, die voice boxen en die commands die we geven aan onze computers en eventueel onze Google Homes, die zijn interessant om ons te begeleiden. Zeker met dat koken, weet je wel. Als een foodblogger jou een recept uitlegt terwijl jij staat te koken, dat is natuurlijk geweldig. Of een stylist die jou de kast in helpt om dingen te combineren. Dus, maar de vraag is natuurlijk ook, vind ik altijd, hè, zeker aan jullie als AMFI-studenten, wat voor soort influencer durf jij te zijn? Want iedereen heeft een passie of een expertise. En ja, nou nee, iedereen, als het goed is wel, als je deze studie doet, heb je een passie of expertise ergens over. En als je dit deelt, dan kun je dus zelf ook een influencer worden. Een influencer voor je fans, voor je doelgroep. Bedenk heel goed wie die doelgroep is, wat jouw expertise is. Maak het klein en focus en start op een platform wat jij prettig vindt. Wil je deze presentatie terugkijken? Dat kan op slideshare.net/justkirsten. I just realized that I was talking in Dutch. So I'm so very sorry. I just told people that you have to wonder about what kind of influencer you want to be. I'm sorry I messed up the Dutch English thing. If you don't get it, just send me questions at Kirsten Jassies or at Instaproofnl on Instagram. This was it, people. So I'm going live on Instagram and I will send you details about that to answer questions. And bye-bye, everyone.